All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to host class live on Instagram as well as Zoom. For those of you on Instagram, we only have an hour. I'm going to do my best to get this class done within an hour, but you may or may not catch the end of the class. And if you don't catch the end of the class, namaste. Join us on Zoom. You'll be able to catch the full class there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is Vikyasa. If you need to skip or modify anything, by all means, this is your practice. You listen to your body. I am just here to guide you, but this is your practice. You do what feels good for your body. So with that being said, let's all go ahead and get started in child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, forehead to the mat. Really feel the weight of your head on the mat. Let's go ahead and make it a point to be here for these next 60 minutes. Let's go ahead and escape the world around us. Let's be present with ourselves, with our breath, with each other for these next 60 minutes. Put away that mental to-do list and let's really check in right here, right now, and let's be with our breath for these next 60 minutes. So let's go ahead and really start taking control of our breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Feel the belly rise, try to feel that breath into your toes. Deep exhale out through the nose. Trying to create balance with these breaths. Another inhale through the nose. Feel that belly. Then exhale through the nose. One more time here, another deep breath, breathing in through your nose, creating balance here, trying to keep this breath throughout practice. Exhale through the nose. Now everybody, on your next inhale, we're all going to come up to a tabletop, nice stable table. In your tabletop, your wrists should be right underneath your shoulders. You want your palms firmly on the ground like little gecko hands, fingertips wide. Go ahead and take a look at your knees. Make sure your knees are in line with your wrists. Look back at your ankles. Make sure your ankles are shooting straight back from those knees. And now that you got your chin tucked to your chest, go ahead and arch the spine, tuck in the tailbone. Cat position here. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze is up, chest is shooting forward. Cow position here. Exhale, arch it, tailbone in, chin tucked in. Inhale, drops the belly, gaze is up, chest shooting forward. Just loosening up our spine for practice here tonight. Go ahead and arch. Round that back into your cat position. Tailbone in, chin in. Inhale, drop the belly, chest is up, gaze is up. One more time here. And everybody exhale to a nice neutral spine back in our tabletop. Nobody likes a wobbly table. So from here, go ahead and inhale the right leg back. Toes are pointed or flexed, no in between with those toes. Find an inhale, reach that left arm forward. Creating length here, finding space. And on your exhale, we're going to crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, open it up. Exhale, crunches it, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, open it up. Exhale, crunch it one more time, maybe forehead to knee this time. Inhale, extend, really reaching from toe tip to fingertip here. This time we're going to bend that right leg and we're going to reach back with that hand and try to grab that foot or ankle. You're kicking into that foot or ankle, chest is up, gaze is up, shooting that chest forward. And release with control, no snap releases. Readjust in your tabletop here. Inhale that left leg back, point those toes or flex that foot. Inhale, reaches the right arm forward. Find an inhale, reaching from toe tip to fingertip. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, open it up. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, open it up. Exhale, crunch one more time, maybe forehead to knee this time. Inhale, opens you up. Reaching from toe tip to fingertip here. Now we bend that left knee. Reach back with that right hand. Grab that foot or ankle. Really kick it into that hand. Chest is up, gaze is up towards the ceiling, shooting that heart forward, and release with control. Everybody back to tabletop. We're all going to move our hands a couple inches up towards the top of the mat. We're going to come up onto those toes. Lift the hips up to our first down dog of the sequence. Go ahead and get acquainted with your dog here. Walk it out. Play with your dog. Bend one leg, then the other. Find some movement. Shake your head. Yes, I love yoga. No, I don't want to end class yet. I like to bend both my knees and drag my chest to my knees. Everybody extend those legs. The goal is a straight spine, not heels on the ground. So from here, inhale the right leg up. Straighten the knee, point the toes. Bring that leg down. Inhale the left leg up. Straighten those toes, straighten the knee. Left leg comes down. We're going to inhale the right leg up again. This time bend the knees, stack the hips, opening up towards the right side. Maybe gaze is under that left armpit. Bring that leg down. This time inhale that left foot up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Gaze is under that right armpit. Try to square those shoulders. This time we're all going to look at that left thumb. Step that foot up to that left thumb. Back foot meets the front foot at the front of the mat. We're in our forward fold here. Everybody inhale, halfway lift, hands trace the shoes. Lift the shooting forward, straight back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands are going to grab behind those ankles. Really try to get that belly to thigh contact. Chin is tucked in. On an inhale, on your exhale, you're going to start straightening those legs. Pulling yourself in. This is an active pose here. One more breath. Now slowly with bent knees, we're going to reverse swan dive. Bring those arms all the way up. Reaching for the sky, maybe palms together, maybe back bend when you get to the top. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive it back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands find the mat. You can step or hop it back into a high plank. Want your wrists stacked over your shoulders. Now we're going to go through a little flow here. This is going to be the basis of our class. We're going to do it so many times throughout this class. You can do it from your knees, or you can skip it all together and just meet us in that downward dog. There's so many benefits in the upward dog. So let's do it a couple times together. Everybody bend your elbows to about 90 degrees, keeping those elbows right next to the ribs. Get to 90 degrees, pull onto the tops of those feet. Shoot that chest forward, heart is up, gaze is up. Then we're going to come onto those toes. Coming back into our downward dog. Like I said, you can skip that all together, or you can meet us in downward dog. Let's do it a couple more times, this time with our breath. So everybody inhale to plank, exhale low push-up, inhale upward dog, exhale downward dog. One more time here with our breath. So everybody inhale to plank, exhale low push-up, inhale upward dog, exhale downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. No right or wrong in yoga, but there is right and left. So let's bring that left leg up, bend the knees, stack those hips. Left foot comes down. This time, right leg comes up, bend the knees, stack the hips. This time we're going to look at that right thumb, step that right foot next to that right thumb. Back foot meets the front foot. We're in our forward fold here. This time we're going to bend our knees, drop the seat bones. On an inhale, chest and arms come up to our chair pose here. Try to get the weight in your heels. You can wiggle your toes and make sure you get the weight in the heels. Look down, you should be able to see your toes. Hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands find the mat. Still through flow, shoot it back to your plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now I'm doing awesome so far. Time to make warriors out of each and every one of you. We're all fighting this coronavirus. Inhale, right leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Right ankle should be right underneath that right knee. Back foot's going to pivot down 45 degrees. Toes are tracking straight in front of you. You're going to inhale the chest halfway up. Airplane arms. Gaze is going to be about a foot in front of your mat. Should have one straight line from the ankle to the crown of the head. Everybody bring your hands to your hips. Try to square those hips. Bring that left hip forward. Inhale the arms up for warrior one. Maybe palms touch, maybe gazes up at those hands. Bring those hands down. Right foot goes back. Let's go through our flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time, left leg comes up. Stepping it through to the top of the mat. Back foot pivots down 45 degrees. Chest is going to come up halfway. This time we interlace our arms behind our back. Really pulling and reaching our wrist down towards that back ankle. Heart is shooting forward. Straight line from that ankle to the crown of the head. Breathing here, looking about a foot in front of your mat. Hands to the hips. Bring that right hip forward to square those hips. Inhale the arms up. Warrior one here. Maybe gazes up, maybe palms touch. Go ahead and bring those arms down. Hands find the mat. Left foot goes back. Going through our flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Building on what we know here. Everybody inhale the right leg up. This time bend the knees, stack those hips. Step that foot up to the top of the mat. Coming straight up into our warrior one. Exhale, opens you up to warrior two. Your right knee is going to want to cave in. Make sure you're pushing it out. You don't want it in. Shoulders stacked right above the hips. Reaching, gaze is strong over that front hand. Put ourselves in these weird poses and just breathe through them. One more breath here. Cartwheel the arms down. Right foot goes back. Let's go through our flow. High push-up. Exhale, little push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale that left leg up. Bending the knees, stacking the hips. Stepping it through the top of the mat. Back foot pivots down, coming up strong to warrior one. Exhale, opens you up to warrior two. Make sure you're pushing that left knee out. Don't let it cave in. Back foot should be parallel with the back edge of your mat. Shoulders stacked above the hips. One more breath here. Cartwheel those arms down. Left foot goes back. Go through your flow. High push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Building on what we know still. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knees, stack those hips. Stepping it through the top of the mat. Come straight up into our warrior one. Exhale, opens us up to warrior two. This time, keeping that bend in the front leg. Get that front palm, reach forward, up and back, reverse that warrior. Hand can wrap around the back, hand can rest on that left leg. Really try to reach those right ribs up to the ceiling. Breathe in here. Keep bending that front leg. Back to warrior two for a second. Cartwheel those arms down. Right foot goes back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time, inhale that left leg up. Bend the knees, stack those hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming straight up into our warrior one. Exhale, opens us up to warrior two. Keep that bend in your front leg. We're gonna flip that front palm, reach it forward, up and back. Reverse that warrior. Right arm can go for a wrap. Right arm can rest on that right leg. Left ribs are reaching up towards the ceiling. Left arm is straight, more up than back. So I'll be back in warrior two. Cartwheel those arms down. Going through our flow here. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Y'all are doing awesome so far. Find stillness here. And we're all going to either hop, step, or jump it, however you want to get there. We're all going to use the front of the mat. Slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time. We're all going to come to standing. Big toes together, heels together. Inhale the shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to inhale those arms up and overhead. Interlace everything but that index finger. Belly in, tailbone tucked in. Inhale finds length, reach up. Exhale, hips are going to the left, hands are going over to the right for our half moon here. Breathing here, marrying those palms together, squeezing the biceps with those ears, left shoulder is back, left ribs reaching towards the ceiling, hips squared, squeeze those hamstrings together, knees together, weight is in the heels, weight is in the ankles. Loosening up the spine here, toning the waistline, and release to center. Everybody find an inhale, really reach up again, finding length. This time, exhale, hips go over to the right, hands are going over to the left. Weight is in those heels, squeezing those ankles together, knees together. Hips are squared, reaching those right ribs to the ceiling. Right shoulder is back, squeezing the biceps with those ears, really marrying the palms, trying to reach more up and out than caving in the side here. Create a space between the vertebrae. Find health is health, and release back to center. This time, everybody's gonna look up, drop your head. Gaze is up. Slight clench to the glutes. Belly in. Find an inhale, reach up. Exhale, you're gonna draw an imaginary line on the ceiling for our back bend here. Breathing, reaching. One day you're gonna be able to see the wall behind you. If not today, maybe next week, next year. Just keep practicing. And exhale, bring it all the way down. Forward fold, hands are gonna find the mat. Once your hands get there, go ahead and bend one leg, then the other. Big time back bend right there. We're gonna do a yogi squat. Release that lower back. This is a good time for a crow pose. I like to throw in a crow pose here every now and then. Whatever you're doing. Let's all bring our feet back down to the ground. Hands to your calves, big time bend in the knees, trying to get that belly to thigh contact. Chin is tucked in. We're gonna slide our hands down and try to cup our heels. Trying to cup your heels in the palms of your hand. Those pinkies should be touching. If you don't got it today, just grab those ankles, grab those heels, whatever you can. Find an inhale. Exhale, start straightening those legs, pulling yourself in. Active pose here, loosen up the back, lower back, mid back. Creating space between the vertebrae. Pulling yourself in, breathing here, eyes are open. And release. Hands are gonna find the mat. We're gonna hop or step it back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work, everybody. However you want to get there, we're going to meet back at the top of the mat. Hop, step, or jump it. Back to the vertebrae, coming back to our mountain pose. This time, we're going to bring our feet about hip width apart. Feet are parallel with the long edge of your mat. Should be about 6 inches. If you need a measurement, that's 2 fists. Everybody inhale, your arms straight out in front of you like Frankenstein arms. Nice and strong. If I came by and stacked a bunch of pizzas on your arms, you should be able to hold them right there. Find an inhale. Exhale, we're gonna sit down to that little kindergarten chair. Arms stay right where they are for these next 3 poses. Weight is in the heels. Should be able to look down, see your toes, wiggle your toes. That'll verify you got your weight in the heels. Wherever you're at, you're breathing, find a spot or an object in your house to help you focus, help you balance. It's going to give you the edge on all these poses if you have something to look at, something to focus on. The goal is 90 degrees in those knees. And slowly with control, let's all come up and out of it. All the way up onto those tiptoes. Hands stay right where they are. High up as you can on those tiptoes. You can stay right here. But if you want more, we're going to start bending those knees, keeping those shoulders right above the hips. Your shoulders start going back or forward, that's your edge. Bring it down as far as you can. Once you find your edge, try to come up higher onto those toes. Bring those heels up. Breathing here. Find that spot or an object. Staring, breathing, focusing. Remember your breath. Your breath is going to give you the edge on all these poses throughout this whole sequence. You find that breath, connect with that breath, connect with yourself. Awesome work, everybody. One more breath. And slowly, let's all come out of it. When you get to the top, drop those heels. About to get a little awkward. Everybody bring those heels up, maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches. You're gonna squeeze those knees together. Hamstrings together. Same thing here. Keep those shoulders right above the hips. Find an inhale. Exhale, you're going to start lowering. Try to keep those shoulders right above the hips. If you put a ball in your lap, it should roll right out of your lap. You don't want to be too low. If your hips get below your knees, you've gone too far. Holding it here, breathing here. This is a tough one. And slowly with control, let's all come up and out of it. Go ahead and drop those hands. Check out the legs, whatever you need to do. Y'all are doing awesome so far. A couple more poses here, and I'll give you a little break. Let's bring those feet together, toes together, heels together. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, I like to dive into it. Right arm underneath the left arm for eagle arms. If eagle arms isn't in your practice, just give yourself a hug. If you got eagle arms, go for eagle arms. Find an inhale. Exhale, you're going to suck the belly in. You're going to start bending in the knees. Bring that weight into the left foot. Right foot is going to come up and over that left leg. We're going for a wrap. Wrap is not in your practice. Just point those toes down. Balancing pose here, squeezing everything. 14 major joints are about to get fresh blood and oxygen. You're never here, you're never doing this pose. Really go for it. Try to lean back, weight is in the heel. Breathing here, try to get a little lower. Torso is long and strong. Only doing this pose once, so just go for it, hold it wherever you're at. One more breath here. And release. Everybody come up and out of it. Arms reach up into the air, maybe mini back bend. Exhale, we're going to go straight into the other side. Left arm swings underneath the right arm. If you don't have this in your practice, give yourself a big love hug. Same thing here, find an inhale. Exhale, belly in, start bending the knees. Weight is going to come into that right leg. Left leg's going to lift up and over. Going to go for the wrap on this side. Wrap is not in your practice, just point those left toes down to the ground. Weight is in the heel, leaning back. Shoulders back and down, trying to pull those elbows down. One day you're going to be able to look over those hands. Wherever you're at, you're breathing, massaging all those internal organs. About to get fresh blood and oxygen to these 14 major joints. Big time pose here. Y'all are doing awesome. Breathing. Maybe get a little bit lower, sneaking a little bit lower. And let's all come out of it. Arms reach up into the air, lean back bend. Exhale, swan back all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands find the mat. Legs go back, go through our flow, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So I'll come down to our knees for fen pose. This is a chance to get some water. Maybe you towel off, get a drink of water, whatever you need to do. Reconnect with that breath. Y'all are doing awesome so far. It's a meditative intention to not get any water or wipe down until you get to this point of the sequence, but this is your practice. You do whatever you need to do, whatever feels good for your body. Just take a couple breaths here. Breathing, reconnect. Maybe you set an intention. I forgot to remind y'all to set an intention. Set that intention to spread more love, more kindness. People need peace right now. People need strength. People need calmness. So whatever you want to set. One more breath here. We're going to have 3 more poses. We're going to get into some balancing poses right here. So let's all go ahead and get back. Your down dog, come up onto those toes. Be a down dog here. Hop, step, or jump it, however you want to get there. So I'll come up to standing pose. Toes together, heels together. Shoulders up, back and down, palms facing the front. Try to feel all the weight in that left foot. Weight comes into that left foot. We're going to inhale that right knee up to about 90 degrees. Toes are flexed, flex that foot. You can interlace your hands right in front of that knee. It's all about that standing leg, keeping that standing leg straight, true, and strong. Try to feel the ground in all 4 corners of that foot. You can stay right here. This is challenging enough, but if you want a little more, left hand to left hip. You can work from a knee, or if it's in your practice, you can grab the big toe with those right fingers, kick out, open it up to the side. Left hand can reach out to the side for better balance. If you want more of a challenge, gaze can go off towards the left, towards that hand. Wherever you're at, you're remembering your breath, deep nostril breathing, balancing here. Awesome work, everybody. Slowly with control, let's bring that foot back to center. Hands are gonna find the hips. Kick that leg straight out in front of you, keeping those shoulders right where they are. We're gonna lift that leg up 1 inch, 2 inches, 1 foot, and bend that knee, kick it back, lean forward, come into our warrior three here. Arms shooting back like airplane arms. Try to turn that pinky toe in to square the hips. Breathe in here. One more breath, looking at something, spot or an object. Hands find the mat for our standing splits. Right foot is trying to reach that ceiling. Hands can grab for that ankle. You can grab that ankle with one hand, 2 hands. Maybe you pull your forehead to the knee. Go for that balance challenge. Whatever you're doing, you're breathing. Couple more breaths here. Slight bend in that left leg. Right foot meets the left foot on the ground. Bend both those knees and slowly let's come up. Don't want anybody passing out now. All right, same thing on the other side. Forget about what happened on that side. We got a chance to do it all over again. Bring all the weight into that right leg, right foot. You're gonna inhale the left knee up, 90 degrees. Flex those left toes, left foot. Interlace those fingers right in front of that left knee. You can stay right here if you want to work a little harder. Right hand to right hip. You can open up from a knee, or if it's in your practice, you grab that big toe with those left fingers, kick it out, open it up to the side. Right hand can reach out for better balance. Gaze can go off towards the right for more of a challenge. Deep breaths here. Focus on that spot or an object. Your breath and your focus is going to give you the edge on these poses. Balancing. Bring that leg back to center. This time arms are going to go up, reaching up into the air. Kick that left foot out in front of you. Lift it up 2 feet, 3 feet, millimeter. Go ahead and bend that left knee. Coming into our warrior three here. Balancing, breathing. Arms go back like airplane arms. Hands find the mats. Coming into our standing splits here. Left foot is trying to reach towards that ceiling. Maybe you grab that right ankle with that right hand. With that left hand, maybe you pull that forehead to the knee. Whatever you're doing, remember your breath. Awesome work, everybody. Slight bend in that right knee. Bring that left foot down to meet the right. Slowly, let's all come up to standing. Now, as everybody move to the middle of your mat, we're going to work front to back here. Coming into our standing bow or dancer's pose. Big toes together, heels together. Try to feel all the weight in that left foot. We're going to inhale the right arm up from the elbow. We're going to open it up towards the right. We're going to drop that hand. That palm should be facing the right side of the room. Weight comes into that left foot. Bend the right knee. Trying to catch that foot or ankle from the inside. Should have your foot in your hand with your palm facing away from you. Inhale the left arm straight up. One straight line from that ankle to the wrist on that left side. You can stay right here. If you want a little more, you're going to find an inhale. Exhale, start reaching forward and kicking back into that hand. Reach and kick. The more you reach, the more you kick, the more you're counterbalancing yourself. The easier this pose becomes, ironically enough. Good, pull on that foot, kick into that foot. Reaching forward, try to keep that bicep by the ear. The slower you go into it, the more control you'll have. Breathing, focusing. If you fall out of it, just get right back in it. And slowly with control, let's all come out of it. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Forget what happened on that right side. We're going to do it again on the other side. So inhale the left arm up. Weight is in the right foot. Open that left arm up towards the left side of the room. Palm is facing the left side of the room. Weight comes into that right foot. Bend the left knee, try to grab that foot or ankle. You want to have that foot or ankle with your palm facing towards the left, away from you. Inhale the right arm up. Straight line from right ankle to right wrist. You can stay right here. If you want a little more, find an inhale, get length. Exhale, you're going to start reaching and kicking. Reach forward, kicking into that foot, kicking into that hand. Wherever you're at, you're breathing, go into it slowly. One day you're going to be able to see that foot or ankle above your head in the mirror. And this is only with control. It's all come out of it. Awesome work, everybody. Now let's everybody take a step back towards the back of your mat. Feet together, big toes together, heels together, maybe a little sliver between those heels. We're going to inhale those arms up and overhead again. Interlacing everything except for those index fingers. With an inhale, we're going to find length. Exhale, you're going to step out with that right foot. All the weight is going to come into that right foot. Slowly, you're going to start peeling that left foot up off the ground, hinging at those hips. Reaching forward into our big letter T here. Turn that pinky toe in and down, square the hips. Strong gaze at the top of your mat. One more breath here. And let's all meet at the back of the mat again. Arms stay right up where they are. On an inhale, create length. Exhale, we're going to step out with that left foot now. All the way comes into that left foot, square the hips. Right foot's going to start peeling up and off the ground, hinging at those hips. Reaching forward with those fingertips. Point those toes or flex that back foot. Breathing here, big letter T here. Don't need to be parallel to the ground, you just want to be straight from ankles to wrist. And let's all come out of it. Meet at the back of the mat, you can go ahead and drop those arms down. Hands meet at heart center. Take a bow for yourself and those around you that are practicing. Come on up. Let's all turn around and take a look at the back of the room. We're going to lay on our backs. Face up for an active Shavasana here. Eyes stay open. We are not telling the body that it's time to rest, not yet. We're only halfway through our practice. You all have done awesome so far. Everything in Vikyasa just prepares you for the next step of the sequence. So let's reconnect with that breath. Maybe your heart wants to beat out of its chest right now. Let's slow that heart rate down. The only way to do that is by controlling your breath. So deep breaths, deep inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise. Deep exhale through the nose. Suck in that belly at the end of that breath. Keep that breath work. Let's reconnect with that breath we started with at the beginning of class. Y'all are doing awesome so far. Reinforce that intention that you set. Give yourself thanks for practicing, showing up on your mat today, showing up for each other, showing up for yourself. Breathing here. We're going to get into our flows in a little bit. There's 4 flows. 1 and 3 will raise the heartbeat. They're a lot of fun. 2 and 4 lower the heartbeat. But before we get into that, we're going to do a little bit of ab work, a little bit of core work, some leg drops. You're more than welcome to stay in this active Shavasana and catch your breath and rest, relax, gather yourself for the flows, or you can join us and work a little harder and do the abs. I suggest you do the abs. Core strength is strength. It helps with your balance. It helps with your strength. It helps with your posture. Couple more breaths here. If you need to, you can towel down, get a little water. All right, wherever you're at, you can turn your palms down to the ground, leave them there. If you have lower back problems, you can bring your hands underneath the sacrum, save your back. If you want a little bit more, you can interlace those hands behind your neck. If you want it all, you can bring those shoulders up and off the ground. Wherever you're at, we're all going to lift those legs up into the air. Legs up into the air. Feet together, ankles together, toes together, and we're going to bring them down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10, 4, 3, 2, hover for 5, swimming for 5, 4, 3, 2, I see you all swimming, awesome work. 1, bring those legs up, this time big toes together, heels apart. We're gonna bring them down again in my count of 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, hover, hover, swim, kick it. You want to feel the burn. If the abs ain't burning, you're not making them stronger. Let's work for it. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring those legs back up into the air. This time, heels together, toes apart. And we're going to come down again in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 2, 1. Hover, kick, swim, disco, hover. And bring those legs up, bring those knees to the chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe you rock back and forth, side to side. Awesome work, everybody. Your abs are loving you for this work you're putting in. Now this time, we're gonna bring those legs up and up again, shoot those legs up. Hands are gonna reach up towards those feet. And we're gonna drop those legs and bring our hands up and overhead. And my count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands reaching up and overhead, feet are on the ground. We're gonna flex those toes, toes to the nose. We're gonna do what you call a yogi sit-up. So hands are reaching up and overhead, interlace the thumbs, toes are flexed. When I say come up, you're gonna come up with an inhale, and you're gonna grab your toes with an exhale, pull yourself in with an exhale. That's what you call a yogi sit-up. So let's everybody exhale all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, sit up, grab those toes, exhale, pull yourself in, exhale. Awesome work. Let's get all that air out of our lungs for these flows. So however you want to get there, let's all meet in down dog. We're about to get started with our flows. This is flow 1. There's 4. You can skip the flows. You can do some of the flows, none of the flows, all the flows. This is your practice. And I suggest you join us for all the flows. So everybody meet in downward dog. Inhale, the right leg up, bend the knees, stack the hips, step it through to the top of the mat. We're coming up strong, straight into our warrior 1. Exhale, opens you up to warrior 2. Lift that front palm, reach it forward, up and back to reverse side warrior. Hold for a second here. Back to warrior 2. Warrior 2, we're gonna look towards that back hand. We're gonna set that right elbow on that right knee. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Left hand reaches towards the front, bicep by the ear. Everybody gaze at that right foot. Hands are gonna frame that right foot firmly on the ground. Come up onto those left toes. Left hand firmly down on the ground. Right arm peels up towards the sky, gazes up towards that hand. Right arm goes back for a wrap. Trying to gaze over that right shoulder. Release the wrap, arm comes up. Reach that arm towards the front of the room. You're gonna bring it to the inside of that right foot. Maybe you wrap it around that right leg. Coming into our lizard lunge here. If this is too much for you, you can always drop it to a knee. If you want a little bit more, you can always drop it to your elbows. Wherever you're at, you're breathing, head is down, trying to get blood to rush to the head. Couple breaths here in our lizard pose. If you have an arm balance in your practice, this is a good time to go for an arm balance here. Wherever you're at, arm balances start making your way down. Let's bring both those palms inside the right foot. Firmly plant that right hand down. Back foot pivots down to the ground. Left arm peels up, reaching up. Maybe it goes for a wrap. If bind is in your practice, you can go for a bind. Bird of paradise, if that's in your practice, you can go for a flight. Wherever you're at, you're shooting those hips forward, chest is up, gaze is up. Breathing here. If you're in that bind, you're pulling those wrists down towards that back ankle. Birds, let's go ahead and start making our way down. If you've got the bind, release the wrap. Coming up onto those back toes into a high crescent lunge. Hands to heart center, find an inhale. Exhale, we're gonna go for our twist. Left elbow to right knee. Try to keep those hands at heart center. Gaze is back up over that right shoulder. You can keep the hands at heart center. You can fly and open them up. Hands back to heart center. Coming up to our crescent lunge. Hands find the mat. Right foot's gonna go back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knees, stack those hips. Stepping it through to the top of the mat. Coming straight up into our warrior one. Exhale, opens you up to warrior two. Flip that front palm, reach it forward, up and back to reverse that warrior. Hold here for a second. Coming back to warrior two, we'll meet here. Gazes back towards that right hand. Left elbow to left knee, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. You can stay right here or drop that hand outside that left foot. Right hand's gonna reach towards the front of the room, bicep by the ear. Gaze is down towards that left foot. Let's frame that left foot with both our palms, come up onto those right toes. Right hand plants firmly on the ground. Peel that left arm up. Left arm can go for a wrap. Gaze is over that left shoulder to open up the chest. Release the wrap. Left hand shoots towards the front of the room. We're gonna bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. Maybe you wrap it around that left leg. You can drop it to a knee for a little less. You can drop it to the elbows for a little more. In our lizard lunge here, if you got an arm balance in your practice, by all means, balance on those arms. Couple breaths here. Breathing deeply. Try to reconnect with that breath. Remember your breath through your nostrils. Arm balances, start making your way down. We're going to bring both those hands to the inside of that left foot. Right foot's going to pivot down. Left hand's planted firmly on the ground. Right arm peels up towards that ceiling. We're going to bring it around for a wrap. Maybe you go for a bind. Maybe you go for birds of paradise. Whatever is in your practice, you do what feels good for your body. I love to see all the different levels of the poses on my screen. It's like the Brady yogis. Couple more breaths here, trying to shoot those hips forward, chest is up, gaze is up. Let's go ahead and start making your way down. If you've got the bind, release the bind. You're coming up onto those back toes, hands to heart center. High crescent lunge here, find an inhale. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Keeping those hands at heart center for a twist here. You can keep the hands right where they're at, or you can open up and fly. Hands back to heart center, come into our crescent lunge. Exhale, hands find the mat, left foot goes back. Going through our flow, high push-up, middle push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Y'all are doing awesome, going straight to the second one. Inhale, right leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong into our warrior one. Open it up to warrior two. This time we're going to straighten that front leg. Pivot those right toes over towards the left side. Come into our wide-legged forward fold. Find an inhale, arms out like wings. Gaze is up, chest is up. Start folding, bending at the hips. Whenever your back starts to round, that's your edge. Headstand, if that's in your practice, go for a headstand. Head is below the heart, blood is rushing to the head. Grab those ankles, grab those shins, grab those feet, pull yourself in. Active pose here. Weight should be in the balls of your feet. Try not to lean back onto those heels. Breathe in here. Y'all are doing awesome. Everybody, hands find your hips. Slowly with control. We're all going to come out of this. The slower you come, the stronger you're building your lower back. Right toes pivot forward into our warrior two. Cartwheel those arms down. Coming into plank. Before we go anywhere, we're going to bring that right hand to center. We're going to roll out onto the outer edge of that right foot for our side plank. Drop that right knee. You can float that left foot. Left hand can reach towards the front of the room. Wherever you're at, you're trying to lift those hips up off the ground. Really strengthen our core here. Breathing. If that foot is floating, flex that foot. One more breath here. Let's all meet in plank. Hold plank or do 5 military push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Remember, y'all can skip that if you need to. Inhale, left leg up. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong into our warrior 1. Exhale, open through to warrior 2. This time we're going to straighten that left leg. Pivot those left toes over towards the right side of the room. Now when our wide legged stand, this time we're going to interlace the hands behind our back. Tuck that chin to the chest. And we're going to start folding forward here. Chin tucked in, really trying to reach those hands up and overhead. Breathing in here, weight is in the balls of the feet. I forgot to tell a joke. What kind of bear has no teeth? A gummy bear. Everybody hands out like wings. Coming up slowly. Strong. When you get to standing, pivot those left feet forward or those left toes forward into warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms down. That foot goes back. We're going to bring that left hand to the center. We're going to roll into the outer edge of that left foot. Coming into side plank here. You can drop that left knee, or you can float that right foot. You can reach that right arm towards the front of the room. Wherever you're at, you're trying to lift those hips up and off the ground, creating strength in the core here. Couple more breaths. You all are doing awesome. And release back to plank. Hold for 5. We'll do 5 military push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Everybody drop those knees. Let's all meet in child's pose here. Take a quick breather. You all are doing awesome. Grab some water, towel off. We're halfway through our flows here. You all are doing awesome. Really connect with that breath. Trying to make every movement in Vikyasa and all of yoga with either an inhale or an exhale. Connect with that breath, connect with yourself. Couple more breaths here. If you're in child's pose, feel the weight of your forehead on the mat. Breathe in here. We're going to get into flow 3. Flow 3 is the peak of the flow sequence. It's my favorite flow. You're welcome to stay here in child's pose and continue to catch your breath. But if you're ready to flow, it's time for flow 3. So let's all meet back in downward dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now inhale, the right leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Step it through to the top of the mat. Coming up strong in warrior 1. Exhale, opens you up to warrior 2. Straighten that right leg. Bump those hips back. Palms are facing the left side of the room. Coming into side angle here. Right hand can either rest on that shin, that ankle on a block. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Left hand can reach towards the front of the room. Right hand can stay where it's there. You can float the right hand either to the side or forward with your left hand, whatever you want to do. One more breath here. Everybody gaze down at that right foot. Frame that right foot with both your hands. We're going to step that left foot back up, maybe a foot or 2. Both knees are straight, hips are squared. Left hand planks firmly on the ground, right arm peels up. Gazes up towards that right arm. Right arm goes back for a rep. Release the wrap, hands to heart center. All the weight is going to come to that right foot. We're going to peel that left foot up, come into our warrior three here. From warrior three, right hand is going to reach towards the ground. Left hand is going to reach up, come into our standing half moon here. Really opening up in all four directions. Breathing here. You can use a block. You can float it, you can balance. Slowly with control, we're going to bring it back to warrior three, hands to heart center with control. Back foot stays right where it's at. Left hand is going to find the ground, right arm is going to reach up, we're going to twist it. Revolve that half moon. Gazes up towards that right hand. Right hand finds the mat. We're going to step it or jump it back. Go through our flow. High push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now we're doing awesome. Same thing on the other side. Left leg up. Bend the knee. Stack those hips. Step it up to the top of the mat. Coming in strong into our warrior one. Exhale opens you up to warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Palms face the right side of the room. Bump those hips back. Coming into our side angle here. You rest that left hand on your shin, on your ankle, on the block. Right hand is reaching up towards the sky. Breathe in here. Right hand is going to reach towards the front, bicep by the ear. You can float that left hand. Everybody take a look at that left foot. We're going to frame that left foot with both our hands. Step that right foot up a foot or two. Hips are squared, both legs are straight, knees are straight. Right hand plants firmly on the ground, left hand goes up. Goes up towards that left hand. Left hand goes back for a wrap. Try to lift over that left shoulder. Release the wrap. Hands to heart center. Weight comes into that left foot. We're going to peel that right leg up. Coming into our warrior three here. Breathing. From here, we're going to reach that left hand down, come into our balancing half moon. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Right foot is floating, foot is flexed. Breathing here, you can put that left hand on a block, on a water bottle, on whatever you need. With control, we're going to bring our hands back to heart center through warrior three. Right hand finds the ground, finds the mat, left hand peels up, raises up towards that left hand. Right foot is still floating. And then release that left hand down to the mat, bring that left foot back to meet the right. Going through our flow here, high push-up, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We all did it, winding down now. Inhale, the right leg up, right knee to right wrist. Ankle to left wrist, coming to our pigeon pose here. Back foot is long and parallel with the long edge of the mat. Chest is up, gaze is up, maybe a mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold. You can rest those hands on the mat, on block. You can stack a fist or two. Wherever you're at, remember your breath, reconnect with that breath, deep nostril breathing. Bring space into the hips. This hip has not been more ready for this pigeon. All the work we've done so far is for these last few poses, for this mat work here at the end of the class. This is where we reap all the benefits that is Vikyasa. Breathe deeply here in these last poses. One more deep inhale. Palms firmly on the mat, push yourself up. We're going to bring that left leg over and around, swing it to the front. Now you can stack your shins for fire log. If you stack your shins, flex your feet so you can protect your knees, or you can just sit in a cross-legged position. Wherever you're at, inhale the arms up and overhead, reaching. Exhale, leading with the chest, folding forward. Gaze in front of you. Breathe in here. Each inhale, you create space. Each exhale, you dive a little deeper, reach a little further. Couple more breaths here, reaching forward, leaning forward. And let's all release, start stacking those vertebrae, coming up to seated position again. Bend those knees, bring them into the chest, squeeze them, give yourself a big hug. You can roll right over those feet, or you can roll back and forth into it. We're going to shoot those legs back into our high plank. Go through a flow here, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Almost done with those. Inhale, left leg up. This time, left knee to left wrist. Angle to right wrist, coming into pigeon on this side. Right leg, back leg is straight, parallel with the long edge of the mat. Find an inhale, little mini back bend. Exhale, start folding forward. Really feeling the stretch in that hip. Breathing space into that hip. You can rest your forehead on the mat. You can rest them on your hands. You can stack a fist. Rest them on a block, on a towel, whatever you have handy. Breathing deeply, creating space in these hips. Let's all start coming up onto those palms. Maybe a little mini back bend when you get to the top. We're gonna come onto that left hip and swing that right leg around. If you stacked on the other side, you can stack here for fire log. Remember to flex those ankles, save those knees, or you can just do a regular cross-legged position. Inhale the arms up, reaching up. Exhale, lead with the chest, forward fold, reaching forward towards the front of the room, front of the mat. Breathing here. Releasing the lower back, creating space in the spine, between the vertebrae. Deep breaths here. Remember your breaths here. One more breath. And let's all start stacking those vertebrae, coming back up to seated. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself another big hug here. You can roll back and forth into it, or you can just roll right over those feet. Get back into your plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. That was the last flow, I promise. So that's everybody. Inhale, plank. We're going to drop it down to our bellies in 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin to the mat. Toes together, heels together, kneecaps off the ground. We're going to interlace our hands and our fingers right at the nape of our neck behind our head. Find an inhale, peel those elbows up. Exhale, peel everything else up. Chest is up, gaze is up. Strengthening the lower back here, breathing here. Try to look up, gaze is up. Hold it with me for a couple more breaths. Really strengthening the lower back here. And release. Right ear to the ground, gaze up towards the left. Couple breaths here. Big toes together, heels can split apart to release the lower back. Everybody look forward, chin to the mat. This time we're going to bend both of our knees. And we're going to try to grab those feet or ankles with our hands. Bring those knees together. If you can't grab those feet or ankles, just reach back there, pretend like you can. Keep practicing, you'll get it one day. If you have those feet or ankles, take a deep inhale. Exhale, peel everything up. Kick into those hands. Chest is up, gaze is up. Kicking into those hands. Kick. Breathing here, kicking. Hold it with me for a couple more kicks. Kick, kick. Strengthening the lower back. And release. Left ear to the ground, gaze is off to the right. Bring those hands to the chest, push yourself back into a warrior or a child's pose, I'm sorry. Loosen that lower back, reaching forward with those arms, or maybe you bend them into prayer above the head. Breathing here. Now we're all going to bring those knees together. We're going to come up seated to Zen position. From Zen, I want you to inhale the arms up and overhead, interlace everything except, or interlace only the thumbs, making blades with your hands. Find an inhale and length. Exhale, you're going to start forward folding. You want your nose or your forehead to be the first thing to touch the mat, really reaching forward towards the front of the mat. Really reaching those hands forward, trying to sit back on those heels. This is an active pose. Really creating space between the vertebrae, loosening that lower back, that mid back. It's a big time stretch here. Active pose here, really reaching. Try to bring those wrists up, putting all the weight on the tips of those pinkies. Breathing here, one more breath. And slowly with control, the same way you went into it, you're going to come out of it. Right? Reaching those arms up and overhead. Breathe up, drop those hands. We're going to come up onto our knees, bring them about hip width apart, 2 fists if you need a measurement. Hands to the lower back, pretend you got back pockets. Try to squeeze those elbows together, coming into camel pose here. Drop the head back, mouth is closed, eyes are open. So shooting those hips forward, chest is shooting up towards the ceiling. It should feel like someone's pulling your chest with the string up towards the ceiling. Big time back bend here, pushing on those hips shooting forward, chest is up, trying to look behind you, breathing here, big time back bend, and slowly let's all come out of it. Gently, let's all come down to a child's pose, big time back bend there, that was the peak of the floor sequence. Loosen that lower back to the child's pose. In child's pose, we're going to bring our knees together. Knees together, sitting on our heels. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest. We're going to reach back. We're going to grab those ankles or grab those heels with those palms. Tuck the chin to the chest, maybe forehead to the knees. No weight on the forehead. And we're going to start pulling those hips up as we're pulling on our heels. Really active pose here, stretching, releasing, loosening the lower back, mid back. Active pose, pulling yourself in, building strength, creating space in the lower back, pull. Active pose, should be working your biceps here, no weight in the forehead or the head, and release. Bring those hips over to the right or the left, however you want to do it. We're going to bring those feet towards the front of the mat. Scoot up so your heels are right at the edge of the front of your mat. Flex those toes, big flex of the toes. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. We're going to forward fold, leading with our chest. Grab those feet, grab those toes, whatever you can grab. Pulling yourself in here. You can bend those knees if you need to. This stretch is more for the lower back than it is for the hamstrings. Pull yourself in, chest is shooting forward. Once you're there, you can go ahead and relax, drop that head. Big time back opener here. Couple more breaths here. Pull yourself in wherever you're at. And release. Arms shooting straight out like Frankenstein. We're going to slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower it down to our backs. Once you get to lie down on your back, we're going to go for an inversion here. You can just bring your legs up in the air, but a shoulder stand is in your practice. Shoulder stand is what the sequence calls for. So everybody, let's meet either with our legs up in the air. You can do a happy baby, or shoulder stand is in your practice. Shoulder stand. If you're in a shoulder stand, no looking right or left. Protect your neck. There's nobody next to you, or maybe there is, but you don't need to see what they're doing. Just creating an inversion here to get the blood rushing back down to our vital organs. If If you're in shoulder stand, you can drop it down to plow. From plow, I like to bend my knees and give my temples, give my ears a little massage with my knees. Now slowly, wherever you're at, let's start coming out of our poses. Take care of yourself, do it gently. We're all gonna come down. Left foot or left leg is gonna reach out. We're gonna hug that right knee into our chest. Shoulders firmly on the ground, spine is firmly on the ground. Hug that right knee in, bring it out and around the rib cage. Deep breaths here, flex those feet. If you roll your ankle, do it both ways. Now, left hand is gonna find the outside of that right knee. We're gonna bring that leg over and across our body. Right arm can cactus, or just reach out to the right side, come into our twist here. Gaze can be neutral or gaze can be to the right. Your spine has never been more ready for this twist, so deep breaths here. Shoulders should be on the ground. Slowly, let's start bringing it back up to center. Give that knee a little hug. Goodbye. Goodbye, right leg. Bring that left leg, bend that knee up into the chest. Flex those feet. Hugging that left knee out and around the rib cage into that armpit. Shoulders should be on the ground, spine should be on the ground, sacrum on the ground. Deep breaths here, squeezing that knee into the armpit. Right hand is going to find the outside of that left knee. We're going to bring that knee over and across our body for our twist on this side. Gaze can be neutral or gaze can be off towards the left. Deep breaths here. We're almost done with practice. And bring it back to center. This time we're going to bring both those knees into our chest. Give them a big squeeze. See if you can grab your elbows, hugging those knees. Flex those feet. Bring that forehead to the knees. Really squeezing yourself into a tiny little yoga ball. Now take a deep inhale, the deepest inhale you've taken all practice long. When you can't sip in any more breaths, just a little bit more. And exhale, open everything as wide as your mat. Relax the heels, feet can sway apart. Relax the brow, eyes closed, slightly open in your mouth. Relax the shoulders. There's nothing left for you to do. Just relax, receive these last 60 minutes. Let your body process what we just put it through. You did awesome. Nothing left for you to do. Just let your body absorb this last hour. Shavasana. slowly, with control, gently, let's start bringing awareness back into our bodies by gently wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, maybe making circles with your ankles and your wrists, shaking that head left to right. Maybe the arms reach up and overhead like we're doing a morning stretch. Reaching those toes and those fingers. Bring the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Rolling side to side, back and forth. And we're all going to land on that left side in the fetal position. We end our practice in Shavasana, our corpse pose, as we surrender to our mat, surrender to our most authentic selves. And we come out through the fetal position as we are reborn with a chance to renew ourselves and hit the reset button. So slowly, gently, let's push ourselves up to seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Let's all bring our hands to heart center. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy and your practice with me. The light in me will always see, salute, and honor the divine light in each of all of you. Thank you for practice. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Namaste.